Welcome to the next part of the Best in Slot progression series. In this guide, we're covering everything you should be aiming for while exploring Fellhollow, and before moving into the Dowdun Reach. Unlike previous regions, Fellhollow isn't just about upgrading your gear. It's about preparing your build for one of the biggest progression milestones in Dragonwilds, Imaru. We'll be covering the best equipment, weapons, consumables, and upgrades for your melee, ranged, and magic, along with the key items you should never leave this region without. So let's start with melee. Melee players actually have 3 different armor sets available during their time in Fellhollow. You can craft a steel armor set, unlock the hoplite armor set from a vault, or purchase the white knight armor set from the death exchange. Although these 3 sets have completely different appearances, they all provide identical stats, which means your choice really comes down to cosmetics. If you don't really feel like farming the vault or spending soul fragments, stick with the steel armor. It's perfectly fine. For your cape, continue wearing whichever one provides that +2 perk bonus, as it's still the best option available. Weapon-wise, you want to carry both the steel sword and the steel mace. Different enemies throughout Fellhollow have different weaknesses, so being able to swap between slash, stab, and crush damage will noticeably speed up your kills. For your shield, upgrade to the steel shield. However, if you spent time farming hoplites throughout the region, keep an eye out for the hoplite shield visage, which is roughly a 1 in 100 drop rate. It provides the same stats as the steel shield, but gives your character, in my opinion, a cooler shield. Your hotbar should start making room for consumables. Crafting lesser attack potions using the granite you collected since your Stormtouch Highlands visit, or simply gather more here in Fellhollow. You should start using that whetstone as well, which increases your weapon damage by 15%. Those buffs become even stronger when combined with an enchanted weapon spell. Air enchants increase your attack speed, allowing you to kill enemies much faster, while Fire Enchant adds extra fire damage, making it especially effective against the zombies, wolves, and rats you encounter throughout the region. For food, upgrade to Pumpkin Soup. Although it restores 70 health, its real strength comes in from the 75 substance it provides. The Soul Food perk also restores 8 health every 5 seconds. It's actually an upgrade over the Eggs Royale, while also being significantly easier to craft in bulk. Your drink should remain the Ferocious Infusion, as the extra stamina efficiency is still incredibly valued for melee combat. Finally, upgrade your gathering tools to the Steel Pickaxe and Steel Logging Axe before moving deeper into this region. Once your general exploration gear is complete, it's time to begin preparing for Imaru. Your biggest priority now is hunting Zogres for that Shadow Sword visage. Regular Zogres have about a 1 in 10 ratio chance to drop, but if you encounter Olgo the Zogre inside the vault, your chances dramatically improve to roughly 1 in 6.7. This weapon is one of the biggest melee upgrades in Fellhollow, and is still absolutely worth farming before taking on Imaru. Once you have obtained that Shadow Sword, you can retire both the Steel Sword and the Steel Mace, freeing up valuable inventory space. Continue using your lesser attack potions, whetstones, and air and fire enchantments, as all of these continue working with the Shadow Sword. Your armor remains exactly the same, since there is no substantial upgrade available before the boss. By now you should also have collected a healthy amount of soul fragments. Time to head to Death and spend them at Death Exchange. Purchase the weighted training band to unlock the Amulet of Strength. This is one of the strongest upgrades before Imaru, increasing your melee damage by 12.5%. Combined with the 15% damage boost from whetstones, your damage output dramatically increases. Before taking on Imaru, swap your Amulet of Strength for the Salve Amulet. Since Imaru is undead, the Salve Amulet provides an extra 2% on top of the 15 from the Amulet of Strength. That bonus gives you a noticeable advantage during the fight. Once Imaru is defeated, you could switch back to the Amulet of Strength, as it's basically still the highest overall damage bonus when it comes to everything versus just undead. Once you've collected enough cursed fragments, completed the main quest line, and crafted these upgrades, you're ready to challenge Imaru. Defeating Imaru only changes 2 pieces of your loadout, but they're important ones. Retire the Shadow Sword and replace it with Imaru's Talon, your new best melee weapon headed into Dowdun Reach. You'll also replace Steel or Hoplite Shield with the Dragoncursed Shield, giving you the strongest defensive option yet. Everything else stays exactly the same. Continue using Pumpkin Soup, Ferocious Infusions, and your Steel Gathering tools, your Amulet of Strength, Whetstones, and your weapon enchantments. With those final upgrades complete, your melee setup is fully prepared for everything Dowdun Reach has to offer. Now that melee is covered, let's take a look at the best progression path for ranged players. Before taking on Imaru, ranged players have a few major upgrades to work towards. Like melee, you'll have 2 armor sets available during your time in Fellhollow, the Green Dragonhide set and the Ranger set from the Death's Exchange. Both offer the same stats, so your choice comes down to which appearance you prefer. Continue wearing any cape that provides a +2 perk bonus, as this is still your best option. For weapons, your first goal is crafting the steel crossbow, along with steel bolts. If you collected enough gems, it's absolutely worth enchanting those bolts. The enchanted steel bolts grant life ward recovery, giving you extra sustain during combat. You'll also want to head to the far western side of Fellhollow, past the Stonehenge-like ruins guarded by the Green Dragon, and complete the Mirror quest. This is going to replace your crystal bow with the Ulf's Longbow, which becomes your best long-range weapon. Ulf's Longbow excels to picking off enemies from a distance and safely eliminating targets from elevated positions or safe spots, while the steel crossbow shines in close and medium-range combat. Thanks to Trickshot, learning when to swap between these two is what makes range so powerful through Fellhollow. For your offhand, upgrade to the Steel Shield. If you happen to find the Skeletal Hoplite Shield Visage, feel free to craft it instead. It has the same stats, but definitely wins in the style department. For your trinket, make it a priority to purchase the Arrowhead of Ancient Origin from the Death's Exchange, and craft the Amulet of Accuracy. This significantly increases your critical hit damage, making both your Steel Crossbow and Ulf's Longbow hit considerably harder. For your food, it should remain pumpkin soup, providing the excellent passive healing throughout exploration. Just be mindful of withered areas while you're here. Continue using relentless infusions in your drink slot, as the stamina advantage becomes incredibly valuable when consistently firing your crossbow. Finally, upgrading your gathering tools to a steel pickaxe and steel logging axe before moving on. By the time you're ready to fight Imaru, your loadout should already be complete. The only change you'll want to make before entering her lair is swapping your Amulet of Accuracy for the Salvage. Since Imaru is undead, the extra advantage bonus gives you the best possible chance of defeating her using ranged. Once Imaru is defeated, switch back to the Amulet of Accuracy, and replace your Steel Shield with the Dragoncursed Shield. Those 2 upgrades will give you the best range setup headed into Dowdun Reach. Magic sees some of the biggest upgrades during your time at Fellhollow. While your armored options doesn't change much, you'll unlock stronger weapons, powerful spell combinations, and several upgrades that dramatically increases your overall damage. Just like other combat styles, the goal isn't simply to survive Fellhollow, it's to defeat Imaru, and everything waiting on beyond Dowdun Reach. Let's take a look at the best in slot setups for Magic before taking on the region's final boss. Magic players have 2 armor options during their time in Fellhollow, but just like other combat styles, they both provide identical stats. You can either craft the split bark armor using hollowed bark, or purchase the Necromancer set from the Death Exchange using soul fragments. Whichever set you choose comes down to personal preference, so pick the one you like the look of most. Continue wearing any cape that provides a +2 perk bonus, as it's still your best option. For weapons, your first priority is crafting the split bark staff, which is a significant upgrade over the Staff of Light. As you continue exploring Fellhollow, make sure you've completed the Vekchinvin vault to obtain the Visage for the Necromancy Staff. While the upgrade may seem small on paper, the increased damage multiplier makes it the best staff available for taking on Imaru. By now, you should also have materials in magic level required to start crafting magic focuses, if you haven't already. These are one of the biggest upgrades for magic users, providing a 15% damage multiplier to your spells. Pair that with lesser magic potions, which increase your critical hit damage, and you'll notice a huge increase in damage against everything from dragons to undead and the rodents scattered throughout Fellhollow. For your trinket, you should have collected plenty of soul fragments from exploring, farming visages, and clearing vaults. Spend them at the Death Exchange to purchase the softly vibrating orb visage, allowing you to craft the Amulet of Magic. This grants a 12.5% increase to the magic damage, which stacks with the 15% bonus damage from your magic focus, and the increased critical damage from lesser magic potions. These upgrades turn magic into one of the highest damage playstyles available in Fellhollow. For food, continue using pumpkin soup. Its passive healing remains one of the strongest survivability options available. During tougher encounters where you can't safely attack from distance, don't forget to cast Tempest Shield to reduce incoming damage while pumpkin soup's healing helps keep you alive. Your drink should remain Arcane Fusion, allowing you to cast more spells before your stamina bar is completely depleted. For tool slots, as you take time to adventure throughout Fellhollow, you need to go ahead and upgrade to the Steel Pickaxe and the Steel Logging Axe, as these will make resource gathering much faster and prepare you for Mithril and Dowdun. By the time you're ready to face Imaru, your armor, weapon, consumables, and hotbar should look exactly like what's on screen. The only change you'll want to make before entering the fight is swapping your amulet magic for the salve amulet. Since Amaru is undead, the extra damage bonus makes it the best option for your encounter. Once Amaru is defeated, switch back to the amulet magic before continuing your adventure into Dowdun Reach. Well, that wraps up the complete best in slot progression for Fellhollow. Whether you're playing melee, ranged, or magic, you should now have everything you need to comfortably move into Dowdun Reach. The next guide in this series will cover the best gear, upgrades, and progressions throughout Dowdun Reach. So if you're following this region by region series, you won't want to miss it. Also, if you're looking for other Dragonwild players to adventure with, ask questions, or share your builds, be sure to join my Discord community, Thernax Enclave. We'd love to have you there. If this guide helped you out, consider leaving that like and subscribe, so you don't miss out on the progression guide or any other upcoming boss guides I have planned in the future. This is Thernax, and I'll see you on the next Dragonwilds guide.